What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we get it in, right? But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and thank you so much. So I wanted to give you guys an update on the King City massacre, man. You know, the incident that happened a while back when three masked individuals, happened to drive up on a birthday party and let loose, let some individuals have it. Now, was it warranted? Did these guys deserve it? It's never a good look. Violence is never a good look, but it's the streets. You know what you signed up for, right? And there's always going to be casualties of war. There's always going to be innocent people that are hit in the crossfire, people that don't necessarily deserve it. And that happens more so than not. Usually when people just pull up and they act a fool and they want to go shooting, they never always hit the intended target. They might hit one or two of the targets, but at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, it seems like everyone else gets subject to them bullets, man. Bullets have no names. That's a true story. I know I became a victim a couple times. It just is what it is, man. Sometimes there's mistakes. Sometimes shit just happens. But in Northern California, with the war on the streets between North and South, it gets real tricky. It gets real tricky, man, and bullets do ring out all the time. It happens all throughout the state of California, whether it's the north or the sud. There's definitely people that are getting hit constantly. Now, with this King City, what made it so crazy is that they're not used to things like this happening. And you know what boggles my mind and always trips me out is how the authorities can't find out who killed Biggie and Pac, these international superstars, but they can find out who killed someone in the middle of a field with no witnesses. It's just a trip how it happens, right? But allegedly, three masked men rolled up in a car, a stolen vehicle at a Greenfield, Grifas, and, got busy, got with the activities. Now, that area, the Salad Bowl, Greenfield, Gonzales, Salinas, King City, the whole area right there, man, is a dangerous area. It's slept on in Northern California. If you're not from Northern California, then you wouldn't have never heard about it. But the whole Central Coast, the whole Salad Bowl, man, they get with the program. There's been a long history of North and South, Norteños and Sureños that have went at it for decades. That's probably we call those the killing fields. They're out there really murking some shit. They're out there really smacking some shit, and it happens, man. And it's unfortunate that innocent victims get killed in the process. But it's not the first time or the last time. As long as there's always going to be gangs, there's always going to be people that feel that other people pose a threat, then that's just what it is. So recently, there's been another murder linked to the King City massacre. And this murder happened to be two cousins, two primos, and this is what the authorities are putting out. How they link these two crimes together, I don't know, man. They figure it out. They get people that talk. They do their proper investigation. And it just always tripped me out, like I said, it boggles my mind how something like this could be found out real quick. I guess people are talking, whereas in like the Tupac murder, it took fucking 25, 30 years, and Biggie still ain't got no fucking shine yet, right? He's still not at rest. So I guess two primos that were killed in February of this year or last year, they were found dead in Soledad. Now, Soledad's in that same area. And how they link these two murders together, and they're trying to say it's a retaliation murder. They're saying that these two cousins were chased down, basically a vehicle chase. They were chased down, and then ultimately they were crashed into and then shot to death. They were found murdered. And I guess this was some type of retaliation. And it happens, man. It happens in the state of California. Retaliation is a must where I'm from. Sully Cell said it best. No deaths will go without being, revenged upon. That's just how it is. It's been like that. The North and South, when it comes to the raza, gets very tricky in Northern California. It's something that probably will never stop. There's too much blood spill. There's too much turmoil. There's too much he said, she said that goes on behind the scenes. In most murders and most cases that happen in the world, it's usually over money or a woman or jealousy or envy. But when it comes to gangs, man, it's over trying to maintain dominance, trying to be number one. That's why there's a lot of people that think gangs are frivolous. Now, I'm here to tell you, not all gangs and what they do are bad things. Okay, just because you're from a gang doesn't make you a bad person automatically. Some people do it, man, because That's the only family they have. They do it just to party or have a good time or just to be a part of something or get some love that they're not getting at home. It's not always a bad thing. If you have some good, righteous homeboys and they're educating you and they're helping you in the aspects of life, then why not? Why not turn to someone who's a little bit older, man, who's gamed up, who's going to educate you? But the guys that take it too far, the guys that get political with it, or the guys that just want to go out and hurt people just because they're not from the same side of them as them, or because they think that, these guys are talking shit or whatever, that's when it gets tricky. That's when it becomes, a threat to the integrity of the community and society as a whole. People don't appreciate that. So anyways, this King City shit tripped me out. It tripped me out. And there's a lot of people that were talking shit on the internet about it. They were like, they automatically made it a North and South issue. Now, albeit King City is predominantly Southsiders. Okay. Again, for those of you that don't know, the upstate movement, the upstate Southsiders have little pockets throughout Northern California, cities that they've established, even cities that they've taken over. And when I say taken over, it doesn't mean they went in there and ransacked, raped, robbed, and pillaged and fucking just, hey, we're going to take this and this is ours. Gradually over years, man, they moved in and got deeper and deeper. And it became where the Northerners were no longer seen as the number one group there. They were no longer seen as the biggest gang. They kind of weeded them out. It's just the way it is, man. People move in, people move out. That's how it's always been. Now, a city like King City has done that. They're predominantly, it's considered a field worker place. It's considered a lot of farmland. But somehow, some way, the Southsiders were able to move in, throughout Southern California, move to Northern California and establish there. Now, you have other cities that are the same way. Richmond in the Bay Area is predominantly Southsiders. San Rafael in the Bay Area is predominantly Southsiders. You have certain sections of San Jose that have a big influx or Southsiders, but they've always been there, right? You got cities like Atwater and Winton in Merced County, where I'm from, that were predominantly Southsiders. At least back in the days they were when I was running the streets, right? And it just is what it is. It didn't mean that the Norteños were punks or they were scared or they wouldn't handle business. It just meant now you had an adversary that posed a threat. Anytime you have Mexican on Mexican, brown on brown warfare, man, it gets real serious. It gets real dangerous. Nobody likes to be around for that because the Vatos will pull up. I think anybody will pull up. That's just California. Hey, Pac said everybody in LA got a little bit of thug in them, but I say everybody in California got a little bit of thug in them because people are not playing about their business. They're not playing about their hood, their barrios, or anything like that. So anyways, when this King City shit happened, they were having a birthday party and innocent people were shot. Okay, now the newspapers trying to make it look like nobody was gangbanging there. Like every person was innocent. And there was a lot of people on the internet that were saying that rah-rah shit. The Norteños had to pull up and kill a whole bunch of innocent people. But here's the truth. The fact of the matter is, who knows who did it? Now, it looks like a North and South incident. It looks like it could be gang related. But ultimately, without people being captured, without people being arrested and apprehended, you can't say who did it or who didn't do it. It could have been something internal. It could have been blue on blue or red on red. It could have been anything. But people are quick to jump the gun and automatically when Mexicans fight in the state of California, especially in Northern California, they ultimately try to make it a North and South thing. Always. And all that does is alert the attention of the authorities, the gang task, all them different entities, man, into believing that's what it is. And then they go harder on gangs and then they go harder on certain groups. It's basically dry snitching to say that's what it is. Now, in this case, it looked that way, but who knows? Until they apprehend an individual. And now what they're saying is that they got several suspects, but they haven't yet arrested them. Now, I would think that if they knew that these guys were involved, they would already caught them up. They would already got them because you cannot leave potential threats to other people on the streets for too long. If they did it once, they'll do it twice. One thing about a person that will pull up, shoot into a crowd and let people have it, that means that they're willing to do that over and over again. Especially when some people, and I remember, man, I had a younger homeboy, wasn't really a shooter, wasn't a hitter like that, but he lost his mind when he got that gun. As soon as a gun was placed in his hand, he felt like he had power. He felt like he could just do anything. He was untouchable. He felt like that gun would protect him against anything. And he started going rampage shooting, man. He started hitting anyone he thought was an op. Anyone wearing a blue shirt, anyone wearing an LA Dodger hat, any adversary. Ultimately, he ended up getting caught up and getting a bunch of time. But that gun in his hand, man, made him think he was invincible. And so he did that over and over and over again until ultimately they caught him. And then he was locked up, incarcerated. And now his family suffers because every day they're without a son. He suffers because he's without his family. Time has moved on, and all his victims' families suffer because they are without their loved ones. There's no winners in it. There's no winners in gangbanging. There's no winners in being politically correct. There's no winners in any of that. The winners are the hard workers, the people that work for their family, maintain their integrity, their morals, their values, the people that get up every morning, man, and know that, hey, you know, I got to toil in that soil for what I got, and they appreciate what little they have. Okay? I know it's hard work. I know it's hard getting your ass up in the morning, man. But those are the people that their kids are going to fucking respect them, love them, cherish them for everything that they did for them. And those that don't, well, them fuckers just bump their heads. It's just how that goes. You know, it just tripped me out when they announced the other day that these two murder investigations are linked. So basically, they're saying it's a retaliatory murder. That these two cousins were involved. They're saying they weren't gang related, but if they weren't gang related, then why would anyone double back and shoot? Now, it could be a personal issue. It could be a family issue. You know, I know sometimes that you might not be involved in gangs. You might not be living that life, but your family members may, and they might feel a certain way, and they might automatically blame the opposition or the adversary for this. Now, there's been plenty of cases where guys that were innocent, that weren't involved in gangs, got, you know, mistakenly identified as being gang members just because of who their family was. You know, I told a story a long time ago. It's kind of a funny story, man. I'm going to reiterate it just a little bit. How my life almost came up short. All because of a mistake, right? So I have family members that are Southsiders. You know, I talk about the super norteño. I got family members that are sureños, norteños, all that, right? And one of my primos is from A-Town, from Atwater, right? Which again, like I said, is a Northern California city. That probably has, at one point, had the most Southern California barrios, or the biggest group, the biggest number of Southsiders before they were taken down in a RICO case, right? And my primo was one of the founders of a gang out there. You know, so he was in it to win it. He was one of the main ones. But we always had an unspoken rule. You know, when we were together, we were family. Blood was thicker than water. But if we got caught slipping outside that door, Holmes, you were on your own. Don't call me. There ain't shit I could do for you. You know what you signed up for type shit. So me being a norteño at that time and pretty thick in the game, heavy in the game, or thought I was, right? And then him being really heavy in the game or thinking that he was, we didn't really fucking get to go out on the streets and mix and mingle like that and go pull up at McDonald's and order a number 2. But when we were in the house, man, it was all love. And there was a lot of my homeboys that knew he was my primo. They respected it. And they were under the same rules, right? Hey, if they came over the pad and we all kicked, it was what it was. But out on the streets, if they caught him slipping, that was on him. And vice versa. It went the same way with me and his homeboys. So one particular night, I get over there and his old lady didn't like me. She didn't like me because she knew what I was. And she was absolutely right. What I was a fucking lazy, gangbanging dude that didn't care about no one else but myself. Didn't care about the community, didn't care about other people. All I cared about is getting mines and displaying my colors and my barrio and everything about the gang in the north that came first to me. I was once asked a question, what comes first, your family or the norte? And I said, you don't even have to ask that question. They were like, oh yeah. I said, the norte. And that's just how it was. And I let my mother and I let a lot of my friends and my family down. They couldn't believe that I would say that, but that's what was embedded, ingrained in me. You know, that was in me like fucking paperwork in Wes Watson's asshole. It was in me, right? It was in me like Diddy's pipa in Meek Mill's mouth. It was really in, right? It was in me like Chris Brown went in on fucking Quavo. Like it was really in. Like I went in. So I'm at his pad one day and his old lady don't like me, so she goes in the room, slams the door. Basically, that was AKA get the fuck out of my house, gangbanger, right? Even though her old man, her husband, was in the mix too, she didn't see that. She only thought I was coming to corrupt him when he was the bad one. I was really fucking not that bad, right? But whatever, we're kicking back at his pad and some chicks had hit me up and they're like, hey, come through, slide through. And I was in between homes, meaning I was just staying where I could stay. I had just got out of the youth authority, was trying to stay at my grandmother's, staying at the homeboy's house. I didn't have my own place, right? I wasn't trying to get my own place. I liked the way I was living. I liked just going home, going wherever, taking a quick shower, having a few clothes there, and then being able to bounce for 3 or 4 days, go on a mission with the homies and do my thing. That was the life I was into. That's what I enjoyed, really I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I didn't have shit, right? And this is what I express to the youngsters. These are the lessons that I learned that I'm giving to you, the knowledge you can't get in college, the real game, right? It's Sunday, so someone's got to give it to you, just like Ryan gave Devin Haney the knockdowns. Show! I told you guys. We'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, so I asked my primo, I'm like, hey, bro, it's cold out there. I'm a jam. Let me borrow a sweater. For those that know this story, they know. So he's like, yeah, here, bam, gives me a sweater. Hoodie, he's like, go in my closet, grab one. So I see one that looks black in the dark. It's kind of dark in there. I grab a hoodie, right? His old lady's just mean mugging from the bed. I throw it on real quick and get the fuck on because I don't want to have some torta fucking drilling holes in the back of my head, right? So I get out and I'm mobbing. And now I hit the west side, which is my area, right? And I'm hitting the west side and I see a primered Regal with a gang of Norteños. They're all flamed up, cruising by me. And I see them and I recognize them, but it's dark again and I have this hoodie on. And so when I see them, I'm like, what's up? So they're like kind of, what's up? But they're kind of mean mugging. And all of a sudden they pass me and I hear brakes hit. Arr! And I look back and these motherfuckers start reversing. Straps all out the car, all pointed in my direction. I'm like, what's up, bro? Right? Like, damn, you guys, shit, homie, all this work I put in, all this shit I did, you guys act like I'm a poop butt, right? They're like, hey, what's up with you, bro? And I'm like, what do you mean? What's up with me? Give me a ride and shit. They're like, hell nah, you ain't getting in the car with that sweater on. And I'm looking, and now, off the reflection of the moonlight, I can see that this sweater isn't black. It's navy blue. But then again, hey, I'll wear whatever fucking color I want, homie. That was my get down, man. I don't give a fuck. I just won't wear hot pink. No Diddy, right? But I'll wear it, whatever. And then so I'm looking at him like, what's up, bro? Are you tripping or what? You guys want to catch that one-on-one or what is it? And they're like, bro, what is it? What's that on your sweater? I said, I don't know why I got cum or something on my sweater. Shit, I was jacking off earlier. They're like, no, what's that on your sweater, bro? Look in the back. When I took that sweater off to look, there was a big ass Sood X3 on it. They were like, bro, we was going to kill your ass. Again, I was going to be misidentified as the opposition and they could have easily just started shooting and killed me. That was my own mistake. My primo, I told him about it. He was laughing. He was like, I'll see you in the rest when you were leaving, but I didn't say shit. Fuck it. Fuck you, Buster. I was like, oh, shit. The moral of that story is this. That's how easy it is to get misidentified as something you're not. Right? Again, now that was basically flaunting their shit and putting it out there. My primo didn't let me know. So that was like him setting me up. But whatever. It was my own fault. I'm the one that picked the sweater. So at the end of the day, people can get hit. It's part of the game. It just is what it is, right? Now, this King City thing got my mind kind of fucked up because if they got so many suspects like they're saying, why haven't they went and swooped them up yet? Now, I don't wish incarceration, death, or none of that upon anyone. But if you're out there doing dirt and you're out there putting in that work, it's only a matter of time. You have to understand that. Especially in California, man, when it comes to anything gang-related or what they believe or perceive to be gang-related, even though they don't say so, they're coming for your ass. They're going to get you. They're on that shit. That's what they're on. Because they're hoping to get these guys that are small fish. They consider hitters and shooters small fish, but will give up the ghost on bigger things behind the scenes. That's what it's all about. It's never about you. If you're just a soldado putting in work, it's not even about you. Oh, you're going to catch life, homie. Best believe that. But they're trying to get the guys that told you to go ahead and do this. The guys behind the scenes, the bigger fish. That's just how that is. That's how that works out. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated on this case when they do apprehend people. I know they're right around the corner from doing it. And again, how they link these two murders together, somebody had to be related to somebody, but it's looking like they're saying it's retaliation. That these two cousins that were chased down and shot to death, that this shooting was done in retaliation. Again, that happened in Soledad, but you got to understand this whole area, Soledad, which is, we call it Chole, Grifas, Greenfield, Salinas, all this is called the bowl, the salad bowl. It's all in one area. King City's right in the mix. And maybe so. Again, they're saying it's not gang related, but then in some breaths they are saying it's a North and South thing. Again, I don't know this to be true, man. I'm not going to put it on the plate of the Norteños saying that they shot up the Southsiders or vice versa because I don't know. And for those that are putting that out there, they don't know. Ultimately what happened last time with the Goshen massacre, everyone was like, the cartel did it, they did it. And it was a simple North and South issue. And it wasn't too simple. That's still an ongoing case where one of the guys is now testifying against the other. I knew that was going to happen. That happens in most cases. Anyways, with that being said, what'd you guys think about that fight last night? Ryan Garcia did that. I told you guys when everybody thought he was crazy and he was saying all that JCat shit, I tapped in, man. And I told people right from the gate, you can go back on my lives, that he was just selling the fight. that it was all fucking bullshit and that he was going to beat Devin Haney. I stuck to my grind. I stuck to my word. He stuck to his plan. And it all happened. You know, shout out to Devin Haney for having the heart of a lion, man, and sticking with the program. But shout out to Ryan for putting him on his pockets at least 5 or 6 times. That ref needs to go. That ref was full of shit. There was a lot. That judge was full of shit, but that's how the judges get down. Anyways, with that being said, King Ryan does it again, man. Shout out to the champ. It just is what it is. I told you guys so. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I got a Super Norteño extra coming out this afternoon. Make sure you guys tap into it. I think you guys are going to like this one. And then remember, tomorrow, season 2 starts Super Sureño style. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be, hey, Holmes, can I get at you, Holmes? You already know what it is. Can you get at that, Holmes? I already got at that, Holmes. Now I'm trying to get at you to give me some more of that so I can get at that again, Holmes. That's it. What's up, Bessie? Straight up, we're going to bring Mr. What's up, Bessie involved. Hey, watch how it goes. You guys already know season 2 is going to be off the hook. So, man, make sure you guys tap in. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle for what I truly and honestly believe in. And that's the betterment of all people, man. Thank you guys so much. Bang, bang.